just a short while away from the huge opening game for Bills fans who have major expectations for the season tonight, and the Buffalo Bills add a beloved player and talented player for the long term in Dawson Knox. Now, first, it doesn't matter what team you like or what team you hate. The Knox family went through hell losing a young child like that, a brother, and they are in the pits losing a loved one like that. And while money does not fix anything, it's such a great thing for that family in this horrible moment. For Dawson to get his huge contract, $53 million with 31 guaranteed, at least as a family, they would know that they're his brother and would love to have had this for the family. And so Bean and the Bills making this signing now is a great, great thing for the Knox family to help them in a small way make it through this tough time. And so this is a great, great thing from that level. Now, I'm going to get into why I think this signing was a good signing, and maybe though there's always attachments to a good signing, a big signing. So I'll dig into that in a few minutes. First, I want to say, Tommy from Mafia Sports Report and I'm doing my first live show tomorrow at 9:30. I'm going to cover the Bills game that's going on tonight, the Dolphins versus the Patriots, which is just as big a game for them as it is for the Bills tonight, and then go over some of the big games that are coming up. I'm going to try my hand, throw my hat in the ring with this live stuff tomorrow at 9:30. So I'll be grateful if you guys can show up and check it out. Tommy over at Mafia Sports Report, he's a great guy, so Bills fans, you'll enjoy him, and then I'll be there too. Before I get into that, also, I want to get into the show. I want to say thank you for stopping by, for the likes, the subscribes, and the comments. You guys making this thing happen. I'm very, very grateful. But I want to give a quick shout out to my sponsor, Ace Per Head, because without them, this thing ain't going down either. Ace Per Head's betting software is the premier white label platform for bookies to manage their players and grow their sportsbook operation. Click the link in the description below to get set up in minutes. Ask for the Curtis promo and get a special introductory discount. I did a video on the Bills a couple of weeks ago, I guess it was, about saying, when you draft as well as Bean and the Bills have, it's a blessing. It's always a blessing. But at some point, you can only keep so many of these good players, and you're going to have to make choices to let some guys go. You can't maintain the type of roster the Bills have with all that talent forever. Now, good GMs are able to pick the right pieces and keep the majority of the core players, but along the way, some people have to get left behind. It's just the way things are. The cap's flexible, you can bend it, but it's not like it does not exist, or every team would keep every player. And you see time and time again, teams that get to a certain point with such a great roster have to let some guys go. Now, Knox is a guy I definitely think you needed to keep for a few reasons. First off, doing it early, like I said, is great for the morale of the team, for Dawson Knox and his family, but it also beats the market a little bit. He's going to get top 5 tight end money, about $13 million a year or so. But next year, you got Waller, you got Gesicki, and it's like maybe one other or two other tight ends that are coming up that can alter this market. As big as this contract looks right now, in a year or two, he can go from top 5 to, maybe somewhere around 10th. So I don't really see it. This is a team that's got a lot of big contracts. He's another big contract. But with this team moving towards a balanced style play with a run game, and I expect a lot of play action, the tight end is a critical position. And to get him maybe right now at top 5, it seems a little overpriced. But he's had 14 touchdowns since he's taken over, and that puts him around 5th for all tight ends. Tight ends is notoriously slow to develop position. This kid's just getting going, and honestly, in a balanced system where there's play action, where you've got two premier receivers forcing doubles and focus, Knox has a lot of room left to grow to make this contract look very, very good. You know, and another side note is that you're paying 13. You know, you look at it as production. Maybe it's not the greatest thing in sliced bread, but that tight end touchdowns is pretty nice. But this guy's got room to grow. And if you look at what you pay a receiver, look what Miami's paying for Hill. 24, 25 million. Now, Hill's a way better player. But you're paying nearly half. And there's a room for this guy to increase his yearly production, to get around 1,000 possibly, to get maybe, I'd say maybe 800, 900 yards, catch those, 6, 7 touchdowns. And that's a really doable price range for that kind of production when you got Diggs and then you got Davis coming up. So I really like that you are kind of getting a bang for your buck. Maybe not this year, but in a year or two, it's going to be a very manageable price. Good guy, 25 years old. He's not a great blocker, but he's a solid blocker. And he's a good pass catcher. He's not the greatest athlete, but he's a pretty good athlete. So I do like the deal in about a year or two. As, these prices are probably going to balloon. I could see the tight end market going up another 2 or 3 million. Easy. Now, on a side note, as I said, the only downside to this is that's a good chunk of money. And you got Edmonds, you got Poyer, you got Oliver, and a bunch of other guys slowly coming up for their big payday. And somebody's going to have to get left behind. Who's that going to be? I don't know. I don't know. But I trust at least if you look at the draft this year and you take away the punter, that crazy situation with the punter, Bean had a very good draft. He brought a lot of young guys in for the cheap. And you'd expect, given his history in drafting, he's going to have at least a somewhat successful draft over the next couple of years. And that's going to fill in some gaps. But you're still going to have to let some of these premier players go. Who's that going to be? Well, a lot of people, when I did the podcast, were saying, well, maybe Knox will go, he gets somebody else. But he was a third-round pick. He's young, and now he is certainly in the long-term mix. Who is going to be the guy? There's only so many chairs. Who's going to be the guy that doesn't get to sit in the chair and get that extra or the next big contract? I don't know. Someone's going to. But this is a very good nucleus. I like the fact that Knox has stayed with Allen, and I think Knox is going to have a much better year this year than he has in the past. And I don't think Bean would have signed him to this contract if the plans weren't to get this kid the ball more. We'll see how it plays out. Tonight's going to be the big night. I'm really looking forward to it. Again, I'm not a Bills fan, but I'm a football fan. The Super Bowl champions versus the favorites to go to the Super Bowl this year in week 1 to kick off the season, that's some darn good football, and I can't wait. Get myself my treats, getting ready to rock and roll. Bills fans, good luck to you. I do sort of want you to lose, but I sort of don't. My son is a Rams fan, and I want him to come over to the Dolphins. So the Bills beating the Rams kind of will maybe pull them a little bit towards my way. So I'm maybe sort of rooting for you. Anyway, have a great season. Good luck tonight. See you soon. And if you get a chance, check us out Friday night, 9:30, Tommy and I, over at NFL Overtime Live. See you soon. Have a great game. Start building your own online sportsbook today by getting signed up with aceperhead.com service that'll allow you to book action on sports from all around the world.